Well, hello. I'm Andrew McKee with Faire Life. It's Monday again, and we had very relaxing week last week because Thanksgiving. So we had a few days off. Kind of a nice relaxing time. I think, the last time we did anything was last Faire Life. So we, this is pretty big. Kind of a cool thing. Nice break. I hope I got a lot of sleep. I hope all of you did too. I know the holidays can be stressful, and during this time, extra stressful, I'm sure. But yeah, I did. I did pretty well with sleep, so I might even be coherent tonight. Here's hoping. Well, hey everyone, glad to see you on. I see Jan and Susan and Janine and and Damaris and Kristen. Wow, a lot of people. Who is doing dishes. Sorry, Kristen. We all have to do it. It's one of those things. Alicia is joining us too, so we have both Alicia and Lee in the chat tonight. Wow. Excellent. Kathy, hey, hello. So yeah, it has been a nice relaxing week for me. I hope you had the same, like I said. And I think, well, because of how crazy everything was with the travel and all of that, I thought, well, both Lee and I thought that we should do something a little different for the podcast this week. So we did do something a little different. We ended up doing a podcast together, and it should be on Patreon now, I hope. So yes, I think it is on Patreon by now. If not, it will be very shortly. And hopefully open to everyone in general tomorrow. But it's a podcast that just talks a little bit about the situation with Faire and traveling and all of that, and what you can do to handle it a lot better. So we give our opinions on that for a while, because for a long time everybody was talking about it, and I think now not enough people are talking about it. So we felt it was time to talk about it. And Susan just said she finished recording a guest spot on a podcast for 4 hours. I will honestly say I have never done that to anyone. I have never kept them on for 4 hours. I would not do that to you, Susan. I promise. And 9 of you on there. Yeah, that is crazy. That is really nuts, doing 9 people for 4 hours. I mean, you can do it, I suppose, but the person running it has to manage everything very carefully, and you have to have a discussion with everybody before you go live about how it is going to be handled. Because if it's not handled well, it's not going to work well. Oh, okay. So Lee says that it is not on Patreon yet, our podcast. Yes, well, she does have access to it, so in this case, it is not my fault, for once. And so yes, she'll get that on Patreon here in just a little while, but it will be on tonight. Yeah, I talked to her just a little while ago, and I did not confirm that she had put that up. I should have, but oh well. You try. Like I said, it's been an interesting weekend. We had a relaxing time and got to finally take a break. Now, it was interesting. I think the podcast this week should be up here soon, and we'll keep going with podcasts after that, so no worries. We'll keep that going. We had a podcast break before. Yeah, we're going to keep going with it for now. It's crazy. You know, the podcast, I think it was the 29th podcast? 29th podcast. I mean, I'm just going to say it, so pardon me, Jan. What the hell? I mean, 29 podcasts? It just kind of snuck up on me. Wow. 29 podcasts. And as far as Faire Life, this is, I believe, the 30th episode of Faire Life. So, yeah. So like I said, we had a very relaxing weekend, and we deserved it. Because we have been going crazy with this. It is Just another interesting week. So yeah, I know that some of you are probably looking forward to some of the stuff coming up this week. Um, Now I know Shakespeare reviews should be should be interesting. Uh, let's see, Shakespeare reviews for this Friday, and I told you a little bit about this last week. Is going to be Coriolanus from 2011, and I mentioned last week that it's a great, a surprisingly very great film. Uh, Will did not like the play very much, and by very much, he didn't like it at all. But he he did he did express that. So yeah, yeah, yeah. But I personally, I mean, we both liked the movie. I liked it. I thought they did a phenomenally good job, especially with the low budget they had. I mean, I you can almost call it a low budget film because of how they did it. But they had big names and good acting, and it's a play that you probably haven't seen. So this is a great way to see it, just to check it out. So I recommend it, Coriolanus. Now I'm going to go ahead and give you a heads up on next week since we took a week off. I just feel like I should. And the next Shakespeare reviews that will be coming out in a week and a half or so. Um, yes, is She's the Man. Yes, the Amanda Bynes classic from 2006. And it is a modern version of Twelfth Night that centers around soccer and is written by the same people who wrote the movie The 10 Things I Hate About You, which is a wonderful Shakespeare adaptation movie. So yeah, it's even though it's it's a bit of a fluff film, sure, but it is actually an enjoyable, fun film. So I recommend it. We'll talk more about it in a week and a half, and but feel free to check it out beforehand so you can get a good look. And yes, Lee is proclaiming how much she loves this film. I'm assuming that the delay didn't cause her to say that about Coriolanus, and I'm making the mistake. No, I know it's this film. She actually really does like it. Oh, and Janine says she's actually seen this one. Yes, I knew we'd come to one eventually, Janine. So yes, we try. Uh, this was actually one of Will's picks. He chose this one, and it's good. It's really good. And the best part about it is it doesn't take itself too seriously. That is, yeah, I think that's the part that, and you really can't take yourself too seriously as a Shakespeare play or film. If you do, yeah, I mean, if you do, it's going to be a huge mistake. I mean, there are a few plays that, yeah, you should probably take seriously, but even with that, there are times when you shouldn't. And this one handles that very well. So, a good supporting cast, good, yeah, just generally good. So check it out, and then you can check and watch the review next week. And Alicia's talking about Amanda Bynes, that she's such a funny character actor, and definitely miss her work. Yeah, she kind of retired from acting about a decade ago, 2010, 2011, around there. And it was, I mean, I totally get it. That whole situation, being an actor is tough and emotionally draining, and she had some personal problems, so she walked away for a while. And totally get it. She's saying now that she might come back at some point. We'll see. But she was a child actor from the Nickelodeon television shows stuff, and like some of the Disney actors and everything. She got into that, and this movie was a really good vehicle film for her. So, yeah, something to check out. And oh, okay. So Susan says it's on Prime, so we are good. Yeah, I know this one should be available in a few places. I don't know where off the top of my head, but you should check it out. It's pretty good. So, yes. Oh, and for the record, I made sure not to wear a blue shirt today because I looked at the video from last week and oh my God, it was like a wrong green screen kind of thing. It just didn't know where the border ended and where my shirt began. It was so weird. So yes, no more of that shade of blue. I've got it. We're good. So don't worry. Don't worry. So yeah, excellent. Well, let me go ahead and do a first segment because this is this is one you've seen before, but only the second time I've done it. This is um, Bardisms, and I'm going to go with Bardisms number 12. This is Bardisms, of course, are one that sayings that I came up with or other bards have come up with, and that I think are kind of cool that maybe you should check out. So, number 12, don't think of a heckler as an adversary. After all, they are giving you lots of new banter that can make the show quite special if you respond with humor and not anger. I mean, it's true. And I I've been there on stage where there was, I guess, a quote heckler in the audience who said a bunch of stuff, and I said stuff from the stage and went back and forth a little bit. And after the show, people came up to me and said, oh my gosh, you handled that heckler so well. And I went, heckler? What heckler? They're, oh, you mean the guy that talked? And oh yeah, he gave me so much good material. It was awesome. Because the toughest thing when you're a performer is to make each show special and unique. Because there are lots of people that come to every show, and you want to make each one different. Make it worthwhile for everyone to come to every show, at least to try to. So if somebody gives you free material that you can use to make this show different than every other, you don't have to think of of original material. They said some stuff. You just have to respond, and in a funny or positive way. It's great, great. What is this? Now I missed some of the chatting here, so they're saying something about. Oh right, yes, yes. I do have a new haircut. I got onto my bardism, so yes. Sorry to break up the bardism, but I do have a new haircut, and yes, I did cut my hair myself. This is my response to COVID. So yeah, not too shabby, huh? Really? Meh, I think. Meh. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it works. I think it works. Um, but yeah, yeah. Still working on it, but I'm getting pretty good, I think, considering I don't have a good mirror setup for it. It's okay, but not great. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. Getting pretty good with clippers. But of course, I'm a guy. It's a lot easier for us because worst case scenario, you just buzz it and you're good to go. But right, and Damaris is talking about different hecklers and everything. And yeah, I mean, it's really, it's material. Now, once a heckler gets to a point where they are being mean and bringing the show down, either unintentionally or probably on purpose, then you've got to handle it a different way. But, I don't find that happening very much. Usually people are just trying to show off a little bit, or they just want to be a part of it, or they're just having fun. So yeah, it's kind of it's not too bad, and it gives you free material. And worst case scenario, if somebody's kind of trying to be a bully, especially if you have the mic and the stage, it's pretty easy to hold a mirror up to them and have everybody look at them as the bully you perceive them to be, and they will not come out looking rosy. It's a skill you have to develop and learn how to do, but you can do it. You can do it. It's sometimes showing people the error of their ways is very fun. But worst case, hey, you just have fun with it and joke around, and don't be afraid to make fun of yourself and make it into a joke. Have fun with it, and everybody will continue to have fun. So yeah, Bardism number 12. There you go. I'll continue on with more Bardisms in the future, but yeah, I like those. Little comments to help. Always good. So yeah, whoa, back to that. Let's go to the full screen. But yeah, let's see. Oh, I did want to talk about. I talked about Shakespeare reviews. I did want to talk about the Thursday show. Okay, so the plan for Thursday was a little interesting. We had a good friend of ours, Eric from the Whiskey Bay Rovers, recording some shows for us over at Louisiana Ren Fair, and all good. I mean, 3 day weekend. We figured we already had the groups lined up and saying we're going to at least get some good shows from this. We already had one show recorded for this Thursday, and the weekend got totally rained out. Saturday, it was possible maybe he could have got a show, but he tried and it didn't work out. So, yeah, it was not a good weekend for recording. Um, yeah, so we are looking right now. We're kind of looking at it and saying we could give you maybe one group for Thursday, which is a little weird. We normally do two, um, or we could kind of do even more groups next Thursday and just take this Thursday off. I mean, it's weird because we kind of took off last Thursday, so I feel weird about that. But I would rather do a great show than just do a half show, and I think that's the right way to do it. Lee kind of feels the same way, I think. So yeah, I mean, if you want, I mean, I'd love to hear your opinion on this. We could try to do some sort of a compilation show or um, put something together from material we already have and have some fun with it if you just want to hang out on Thursday and do that. But if you're cool just waiting till next Thursday for the show and just have a mega blast show next week, we can do that. I'd love to hear what you have to say here. Because, yeah, this kind of crept up on us late last night and this morning, and we've been kind of looking at what to do with that. Oh, and Jan says she has to miss Thursday anyway. So, yeah, maybe it's not that big of a deal. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I just yeah. Let us know what you think. If you would prefer us to put something together, I can put something together. It is not beyond me. But yeah, it would probably be material that's already up, just reorganized in a different way. But yeah, for now, the current plan is for next week to do at least three groups, which should be a lot fun and interesting. Um, a group sing along? Maybe. Maybe I could maybe do a special sing along thing. Could be interesting. Hmm. Okay. Um, let's put that on the list as a possibility. That could work. As a group sing along is interesting. I like that. Uh, okay. Any other suggestions or people want to weigh in on that or just kind of let things lie where they are? I'm seeing nobody else is commenting, so uh, yeah, okay. I guess we're kind of looking at a sing along as a possibility. Well, that's what we'll look at. See, I don't know. Sing alongs are a lot more complicated to put together um, because it's not just putting up subtitles. You want to do it. I mean, you could just put up subtitles, but you have to time them right because you have to put them in not like a subtitle, but you have to put it in before. So automated subtitles tend not to work. You have to manually go in and set the timing for each one, and that takes time. So I don't know. But I mean, it might just be a few songs, not too many. But we could look at that. So yeah, yeah. Let's check that out. I like it. Um, yeah, the bouncing dot is tough. Damaris is asking about a bouncing dot, and I looked into that. Um, there aren't really any plugins that I could find that do a good bouncing dot. At least not one that I thought was worth it. Generally, they look really cheesy, or they don't work very well. So I wasn't impressed. I looked into that before for some of the previous sing-along stuff we've done, and I didn't see anything viable. So what I ended up doing was having it just kind of look cool with the letters coming out gradually as opposed to doing the whole thing at once. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, the bouncing dot, I need to get a good plugin for it or figure out a better way to do it. You know, I could do it manually, I suppose. Do a manual bouncing dot? That could be interesting. Yeah. Yeah, that's possible. That is possible. Um, yeah, just kind of, yeah, it could be interesting. I don't know. I'll have to look at that. So it is possible. Let me see. Let me get into it and see how much work it's going to be. And if it seems like a lot of work, probably won't do it. But if it seems like something we could pull off, I'll give it a shot for Thursday. So just stay tuned for that, and we'll see where we are. Okay. Well, cool. Cue cards like the NXS video. There's that. You're also thinking of Bob Dylan, but that might be uh, too old for you. I don't know. It's actually too old for me too. I just happen to know it. Uh, oh, I can do calligraphy. That's no problem, Susan. Yes, I can make it very, very nice. Well, sure, sure. I mean, that's what I do. I slept last weekend. I don't need any more. I've got another 6 months without sleep, so that's no problem. I just need a good amount of sleep for 4 straight days, once every 6 months. That kind of works. No, no, actually, Michael, I like the whole card idea. That is actually it's an interesting thought because there are ways we could do that. Um, when you said that, the first thought that entered my mind was like a graphic that has like a card that just kind of fits here, and then just or somewhere off where it's not in front of the performer so much, and then it just has the lyrics on there, and then it just sort of falls down, and another one comes up, and that would be kind of cool. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there are definitely some cool options there. So you've got me thinking. I appreciate it. All ideas are good. I think Lee's right. All ideas, even if they're bad, can spark good ideas because brainstorming is brainstorming, and anything that gets you thinking is a good thing in a world where too many people aren't thinking. Tell me I'm wrong. So, well, yeah, Michael, he's saying it's low tech if you're doing physical cards. I was thinking more digital. That could work just as well. Um, and Kristen is back and she's done with dishes. So, thank you, Kristen. Always great. So yeah, I guess. Well, Kristen's back, so I guess we're just in time for a new segment. I like it. I like it. Let's do. All right. This is a new segment. I think I've mentioned it before as something that would be up and coming, but here we go. It's just another turkey leg. Because, this is a segment about anachronisms at Faire, of which there are many. And of course, the classic being the turkey leg. So I thought for the first anachronism I would talk about, let's go ahead and talk about the turkey leg. So the turkey leg, the history of the turkey leg. Now, of course, I'm sure most of you have realized that the Renaissance and Turkey and medieval times in Turkey, not really a thing, at least as far as European history goes. So yeah, uh, it's a little anachronistic. And Kristen is calling me insane sounding if I respond to comments that no other people are seeing. I don't see any people on YouTube, so I'm commenting mostly to the chat comments on Facebook. So maybe I should differentiate and say that if they're coming from Facebook or YouTube. And as far as sounding insane, I don't think I need that type of help. I think I do fine on my own, Kristen, so thank you. I'm a musician by choice, so that alone gives me a lot of insane cred right there. Yeah, and there is that whole turning it into a podcast thing. But just another turkey leg. Turkey legs at Faire, very anachronistic, and it kind of comes to the whole thinking of the view of Henry VIII as a glutton. And he's often depicted as holding a leg of mutton or something while he eats, or a big pheasant. Not quite a turkey, but yeah, some type of pheasant or guinea fowl. So, and eating it with his hands, because that's how he's depicted. It goes back to the private life of Henry VIII with Charles Lawton from the 30s and all of that, and has continued since in commercials, in television, and other movies. So that is the view that people tend to have of him, and people have associated him with having a turkey leg. In fact, if you look it up, there are there are several threads online in different places where people swear that they saw a traditional painting of Henry VIII, from hundreds of years ago, with him eating a turkey leg. They swear up and down that they remember seeing this years ago, and they can't find it anymore. And it's kind of hilarious. It's a very strange psychological effect going on here. So, yeah. And it's not helped in matters with places like the Texas Renaissance Festival, which very early on, when they opened back in the 70s, concentrated soon after with Henry VIII as their main cast member, and showing him on a lot of the promotional material, and often he would be eating a turkey leg. So you had the 80s and the 90s and 2000s with Henry VIII eating a turkey leg on everything. So that kind of played into it a little bit at Faire. Now, as far as why fairs have them, well, I mean, let's just be honest. Putting out thousands and thousands of legs of mutton, that gets pretty expensive. And turkey legs, it gives people the feel of being a Renaissance glutton without having to spend a fortune for it. And usually people like turkey. So it's a kind of a safe bet. So that's kind of how that all came about. It's an interesting concept that the most popular and associated Ren Fair food is not the least bit Renaissance or medieval. So, yeah. Now, even when I first went to Faire, and I know a lot of people who are like that too, they grabbed a turkey leg, first Faire food they ever ate, just for that feel of that experience. It's the first, it's the first food people normally eat at Faire that's kind of on a stick. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, and there is some historical evidence that it's theoretically possible that there might have been a few turkeys around, but to say that it was a common meal is ridiculous. And to think of it that way, where they brought 3 or 4 turkeys over on a boat across the Atlantic to go back to Europe, and to say they brought them over there just to eat and not to look at like some sort of zoo. I mean, come on. No. I mean, they were a curiosity. So, yeah. That's kind of the thing. I don't think anybody realistically thinks that Henry VIII or anybody else ate a turkey leg. Did they ever try turkey? I doubt that too, honestly. But you never know. It could have happened. But no, it's just an interesting tidbit, and I will continue this and talk about different anachronisms at Faire. And let's be honest, there are a ton of them. So many anachronisms. It's always fun. But that's okay because Ren fairs to me were always like a pre-Raphaelite piece of artwork. They uh, they show what people think the Renaissance was like, not what it actually was, what they want to believe that it was like. So they want to believe that the Renaissance had funnel cake. Because if we ever get our time machines, we want to be able to go back and have a good time. So yes, yes. Alrighty. So that is just another turkey leg. Hope you like that one. That's one of my favorite. I keep coming back to that screen. One of my favorites. Would you like some history with your anachronism? I like that, Damaris. That's a good way to put it. Wow. Yeah, yeah. And Drew's right. I mean, all of you can. I'm sure all of you can come up with some really good anachronisms just off the top of your head. Ones that you personally experienced at Fair. So Drew is, yeah, you're totally right. Um, and Kristen's on Facebook says, "I don't care when giant pretzels were invented. If I'm at Fair, give them to me." I completely understand that. And sometimes you're in the mood for a comfort food. And Fair should be like that. So, perfectly all right. And, I mean, it's Fair is not trying to be um, a time machine where you go back in history. It never has been. Not really. It's it's a way. It's more like a way that modern people can kind of get a small feel for it without living through it, because you don't want to live through it. Not really. So, ah, well, I think that's. Other than that, let's see, what else do we have? Oh, I did want to say that I told you about She's the Man. Oh, and I guess I keep accidentally hitting that thing, so I'm going to go back to it on purpose this time. Uh, and after this, we have one more. After She's the Man, we have one more main Shakespeare Reviews show for the year. And then we're doing a special Christmas show. Well, holiday show if you prefer. Uh, it's it's going to be a compilation of several different Christmas or pseudo Christmas movies or TV shows that stem from Ren Fair, or not Ren Fair, from Shakespeare plays, are influenced by it. I mean, there's going to be a Hallmark movie in there. There's going to be a goofy comedy from the '80s. There's going to be a little bit of everything. So, um, just a nice medley of holiday films and TV, just like the holiday itself. Because let's be honest, from now until the end of the year, they're going to be throwing holiday TV shows and films at us daily until we can't stand it anymore. It's going to be on everything. So we just thought we'd get in at least one little Friday on that. So there we go. So not too bad. I just wanted to mention that as a little precursor. Down the road, probably in the next couple of weeks, I'll let you know exactly what movies and TV shows we put in there, because honestly, we keep changing them. We started out with one, and then said no, let's do a medley. We'll do two, and then went, oh no, let's do three, and no, let's not do that third. Let's add another. It's been crazy, so we keep changing it, but it'll be a lot of fun. It's we keep coming up with new ones. It's just fun to research. Always fun. So yeah, something to look forward to. Always good. But yeah, I think that is most of what I have for today. We didn't have really much from last week, so, and this week is looking, we'll see. So it's kind of interesting. Coriolanus on Friday. Um, yeah, yeah. Oh, and Janina's right. Shakespeare does. Love Christmas shows. Totally. I mean, it's not like there's so much Christmas in all of his plays. There is not. No, there is not. No, no, no. They don't really do much with Christmas. I mean, Christmas is celebrating Christmas is more modern. Doesn't happen in Shakespeare's time. It wasn't that big of a deal. So yeah, it's kind of interesting trying to find that. I mean, it's more of a Dickens thing. He kind of has the monopoly on on that. You know, and that maybe we'll have to do something crazy and do uh, do a tribute to things based on Charles Dickens books just for Christmas and make fun of them. I don't know. I'll have to talk to Will about that. That could be funny. Oh, top 7 list? Y'all wanted a top 7 list? Um, seriously? Y'all really y'all really want a top 7 every single time? I mean, uh uh well, I mean, if you're sure, you really want it? I mean, you're not just fooling? Well, I mean, I was gonna call it early and let everybody relax and chill tonight, because that's always fun. But, huh? Well, okay. Let me see what I can put together real quick. Let's see. 7 reasons. Okay. Type something in. Sure. Yeah, we got this. 7 reasons. 7 reasons. Okay. 7 reasons. Um, okay. 7 reasons music is necessary at Faire. There we go. 7 reasons music is necessary at Faire. This is one that I don't even have to research. I can talk about this off the top of my head because I know all of these. I lived all of these. So, and I swear by all of these. I make a living off of all of these. So yes, yeah. We're good. We're good. So, and by the way, everyone on Facebook, I'm going to be coy if I want to. It's just, I am who I am. So, number 7. The number 7 reason why music is necessary at Faire. Without it, to set the mood, you are just hanging out outside. That's it. I mean, really, it really is like the soundtrack of Faire. Because if you just walk in, yeah, some trees, nice place, all that. And you can go see some good shows and eat some good food and all that kind of thing. But it's that hearing music right when you walk in and seeing all the people doing cool stuff. I mean, think about what Faire would be like without any music. It would be such a different experience. Completely. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, are you really doing your own top 7 reasons list? You're trying to preempt me? Is that what you're doing? Really? Wow. Okay, fine. Okay, hold on. We're gonna do that, huh? Okay, that's fine. Okay. I get you. Okay, fine. That's what you want? Cool. Got it. Here you go. Number 6. Where else can I play recorder outside my house? And I'm not doing Susan's. No, I'm not doing Susan's. I don't think so. No, not going to do that. Not going to do it. Number 5. Now, music is traditional. And historical. Traditional music is historical. But it can just be fun. I mean, you can have historical music that teaches you something and makes you feel like you're there, but it can also just be fun. People can just enjoy music, have a drink at the bar. It's good for all people. It really is. And that is the best. That is the best. I mean, the music is great for people who maybe aren't the big fairgoers. They're coming in with their family, and the rest of everybody else is really into it and wants to be there. And it's like, oh my, and the other person is like, yeah, okay. I mean, it's just not their thing, but they can just chill, sit down, eat some food, drink a beer, whatever, and listen to some music, and it's okay. And that's it's a nice experience for everyone, and I think that helps. Um, oh no, I just read what Kristen wrote, and I'm going to pretend I didn't. So anyway, number 4. Okay, number 4. It can add to everything at fair. I mean, it can add to the joust. It can make the joust more grand. It can make the cast's scenarios where they're going on and doing things throughout the day. It can make that seem more dire, more interesting, more dramatic. I mean, music helps everything if it's done right. If it's done right and well, it can help everything at fair. It can help bring people into booths and make them feel good while they're there, and help out merchants by kind of hawking for them. It can ease people while they're relaxing and chilling and eating some lunch. I mean, it's good for everything, and that will be good. So that brings us to number 3, where it is very relatable. Everybody can enjoy it, and that's kind of what I was saying. I think it's really good. And yes, Susan is right. There's a reason that movies have soundtracks, and that's very true. So number 2, and this goes along with some of the recorder comments I saw earlier. Let's see. New sounds from rare instruments. I mean, you go to a Ren fair, and you're probably going to hear some sounds that you have never heard before. Some cool music instruments playing together that you're like, I've never heard that type of sound before. And that is great. I mean, there's plenty of people who've never heard bagpipe or hammered dulcimer, or or a recorder played, better than a 5th grader. So, and yes, Damaris is talking about playing trumpets at the joust, and she is one of the people I had in mind when I listed number 4. So yes. And yeah, hurdy-gurdies, and that's true. I mean, some really interesting sounds, stuff you would never hear elsewhere. I mean, I started playing at fair with a guy who played an auto harp, and let me tell you, that doesn't quite sound like other things. So yeah. All right. The number 1 reason music is necessary at fair, right here. Music is portable art. I mean, with painting and all these other art forms, I mean, it can be kind of tough for it to just get out to a bunch of people unless it's really huge. But with music, I can play a song and people 100 yards away can experience that and feel it. And it's really nice. I mean, the recorder itself, it's from the Latin, recordare, to remember is what it means. So, I want to remember that tune. How does it go? And you play it. And that's the beautiful thing about it. I mean, people would have trouble remembering it, and this would help people remember songs and tunes. So they called it the recorder. So you can just do things like the theme song to Life's a Fair. And have fun with that. It's just good. So yes. And Alicia says, art is how you decorate space, music is how you decorate time. Yeah, okay. I think that's an interesting take. I don't know if I fully agree with that. But I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from on that. From Alicia, yes. And I totally agree with Damaris. There's nothing quite like stopping someone in their tracks with your music. It is just such a great feeling. I love it. I mean, with the recorder, I love it with kids because I'll have families walking by while I'm playing, and the kid will just stop and stare. And I mean, it's the great stare. I'll try to do this. It's like, and it's just that stare, and the parents just look and they look at each other and like, should we hurry him along or what do we do? And then they're kind of like, wow, he's loving this. This is great. And then the parents really get into it too. And I really, I don't understand, but I just can go full Pied Piper without even trying. I don't know. I don't know. It's just a thing. It's just a thing. Yeah, almost, almost. Except the drum. Well, actually, it's not true. Some of the drums I am playing. I think there's one tune that I'm not playing the drum. I need to change that. I need to go ahead and update that. But that was a rough recording anyway. But yeah, Otherwise, I think I'm playing everything, every single instrument in all of our recordings. Uh, yeah, that's. I mean, it's what you do. Now, I'll tell you, Susan. I mean, Kristen is telling me to steal the children, Andrew. Do it. No, no, no. Um, as much as I love children, um, no, I don't want to be an extended babysitter. So, no, that's okay. Um, Although I did do a show at the beginning of this year, right before the whole COVID thing started and Sherwood shut down. I was playing a show, and I discovered a new approach to one of my shows. It was great. I was it was one of the I think it was the last show of the day, and it was not at a big stage or anything, um, smaller stage that I played at, and it's always the dead show. I mean, on usually every group has like three, 4 or 5 shows in a day that they're scheduled for, and there's always one that's just not at a good time or not at a good location or both, and you just call it your dead show, and you don't worry about it. It's fine. It is what it is. But this was that for me, and I just started playing on my well, actually, here, playing on my tenor recorder because that's what you do, and I was just going. What was I doing? Uh, And just like that, I was just making stuff up and playing and jamming around. And this lady holding her baby just kind of, well, baby, 1 year old or so, uh, started coming up and just had, just her eyes were bugging out. And she just kind of sat down in front of me. And after my tune, she just whispered, "This is the first time this kid has fallen asleep this entire day. Thank you very, very much. When my husband comes, I will so give you a huge tip. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep playing, keep playing." I did. I did. I kept playing, and it was really hilarious because the kid just fell asleep to my music. And then this other lady came along with her kid, and the same thing happened. And then I had 2 mothers who were overjoyed because their kid finally calmed down. And the husbands came over and good tip. And it actually, big tips. It was a good tip show, all things considered. And I thought, maybe I've stumbled on something here. I should look at this and start marketing it as a children's rest show, children's sleep show. So, oh yeah, well, okay, dead show. Well, maybe that's, yeah, maybe I can't use that phrase anymore. Dead show, too soon. But yeah, Kathy says the dead show happens during joust. That can be one. Yeah, that's definitely, it's it's like that. But yeah, no, it was fun. It was kind of fun doing that. So that may be one of my shows in the future if I have a stage like that again, and I'm sure I will. Just bill it that way. Say, hey, parents, bring your young kids, and I will soothe them. Um, Give them a nap. It's the nap show. Yeah, well, really, Yeah, I mean, it's kind of you just play stuff that it relaxes me. I just play stuff that relaxes me, and it relaxes them too. I think that's really it. There's not much else to it. I'll play tunes that I love that are really pretty. But I told you last week when I was telling you once at Fair about how Brian from the Rogues at the Dead Show Mark and I had back the first couple of years we were doing Fair, we shared a stage with the Rogues. They were a bagpipe group and everything. And at our Dead Show, they'd finish playing and then we'd go on and he would just put a 20 in our tip bucket, lie down on the stage in front of us on the stage, in kilt and everything, and just say, you know what I want to hear? And he'd pass out while we played a 9-minute version of Pachelbel's Canon. Hey, it's just, you just have fun with it. Of course, our version of Pachelbel's Canon was to just wing it and have fun. We would just play, we'd start off with Pachelbel, and then I would make it up and just sort of jam and have some fun. It wasn't, no restrictions, no sheet music. I would just improv in D. So yeah. But it's a lot of fun. Oh yeah, a YouTube video for soothing kids. I like this, Susan. That is a very good idea. That is a very good idea. I am going to have to do that. That would be children's nap time with Andrew McKee. I like it. Okay. Drew, the 4-chord song, sometimes. Oh, okay, that's an actual song by a group. I did not know that. 4-chord song is not always good. Although I think Pachelbel's Canon has, let's see. I think that's 5 chords technically. But anyway, that's yeah. Right? Okay. Sort of like an ocean wave sound type of thing is what people are saying. I can see that. Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, this has been a productive business meeting. I like this. That means I can write this off. Yay! Always good. Okay. An hour-long instrument. I may have to do that. That sounds like an interesting idea, guys. Just to do like a nice long YouTube video just for relaxing. I mean, I don't want to get too new age with it because that's not really my jam. But yeah, I think that could be a lot of fun. And it does kind of go with some of the stuff I've been working on. But okay, Drew, I'll check out the video. I will check that out. Nice. Well, okay. Well, I think this was all good. You got your 7 reasons. Oh, the song that never ends. Oh, I've played that at Fair before. I will do that sometimes when I'm in a mood. I'll just start going and start playing it. And yeah, I will do that. I have so done that more than once. Oh yeah, we really, Lee is totally right. We have used a lot of your suggestions. We usually talk right after this and have a little mini meeting, and then we talk tomorrow as well and have a serious meeting about stuff, and a lot of this comes up. Lullaby album? I don't know if I want to go with a lullaby because that wouldn't really be exactly what I would do, but of course the name is associated with sleeping, so maybe that should work. Maybe that should be how I describe it. Nightcaps? Moi? No. But I could. That could be fun. Yeah. I like it. I'll Always fun to play by ear. Okay, okay. I like it. I like it. And Alicia's already strategizing on storytelling background music. Well, that's another thing. That's definitely always an option. Um, you know what you should do, Alicia? You should do storytelling background music, but treat it like a silent film. So you tell a story, but then the background music is the oomph, and you would have to be very well choreographed and written down, but that could work, like a piano player following the silent film and playing along and doing that. Yeah, yeah. Relax with the bard, right? Yeah, I could just put out T-shirts that just say "relax" in big letters. I don't think anybody's ever done that musically, but yeah, that could be fun. Yeah, no, I like this. This is great. Thanks, guys. This is a lot of fun. Oh no, Peter and the Wolf. Oh yeah, yeah. I love Peter and the Wolf. Peter and the Wolf is so, um, yeah. That's just so. Ooh, ah. I haven't played. Gosh, I don't know if I even. Yeah, a lot of sharps and flats in this one. Anyway, I'll have to work on that one. That's been a long time. I haven't, and even then, I didn't really know it. I was just jamming. And Kristen got my reference. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, but yeah, Drew, you're not wrong. That was wrong. Nice. Well, okay. Thanks, everyone. About to hit 8 o'clock, so 8 o'clock Central Time. So always fun to spend a nice evening on Monday with you. Cheer up everyone for the week and have a nice, let's say, relaxing time. So take care, and maybe maybe I'll have something for Thursday. Maybe not. Keep an eye out. Lee and I will talk about that and see what we can come up with. But at the very least, we'll have Friday's Shakespeare review up, and of course, there's a watch party I do with Dan on his channel, Shakespeare Approves, and we do a little watch party and chat and talk about it in the afternoon on Friday. So definitely cool, and yeah, we'll keep you updated. So check out the podcast tomorrow in general, or join Patreon tonight and check that out. And we should have that up any moment now. So take care, have a wondrous evening, and a wondrous week.